It's been real good so far. I had a good month of May. Just getting a lot of extra work in and really trying to get ahead of a lot of other teams.
Avery, how did it come about that you went on this trip? And then just tell us a little bit about your impressions stand out in your mind.
Well, I first found out back in like February that I was going to go, and I got selected for it. And I was really grateful for it. I wasn't expecting that. And just when I first got over there, I was really shocked to actually be in Africa, honestly. I wasn't expecting to be out there. And the impression that I got from it was just how tough it really is out there. You know, you see it on TV, and it's just a lot. It's a big difference between seeing it in person and seeing it on TV.
When you saw your teammates do this the last couple of years, was it something that you were interested in watching?
It was, but I really wasn't as fully into it as I really was, and I really am now. But you know, I just really didn't think too much about it. You know, and when they finally asked me to do it, you know, I was really excited about doing it. And the first day I got there, I was really homesick actually, so I was ready to come back, but just being over there, and I really wasn't even ready to come back. You know, on the last day, I really wasn't ready to come back.
Avery, what's the selection?
More toward the cameras.
What's the selection process like that for? How did you said when you found out you were picked to do it, like how does that happen? Do they just select you? Do you ask to go? Do they come to you and say, hey, do you want to do this? And what do it mean to you to be, you know, thought of as like, I assume this is kind of a leader's kind of event.
Yeah, it's more of the people that's really working hard, making strides, trying to be leaders on the team. That's why that's the people that they're going to select. And you know, I felt it was a big honor for me to get chosen because there's been some great guys that have went on this trip in the past, and I was very, very humbled by that.
You're wearing the colors of Africa around your neck now. What's the significance?
It just, you know, when I look at it, you know, I kind of just remember it. Remember like the people I bought it from, the guy, and he was begging me to buy it. Yeah, I mean, when you step out in town or whatever, a lot of people coming to you begging for things and money, trying to sell you stuff, and so it just that man that was trying to sell it to me, he was really begging me. He's like, just buy it. So I finally went ahead and bought it from him.
Humbling experience.
Oh yeah, very humbling. It makes you appreciate what you got. Those people over there really don't have much at all. And when I look back, I'm like, man, I really do. I got food in my refrigerator, and in my freezer too. And I don't feel like cooking it sometimes. But you know, when I got back, I was like, dang, I don't have any food. I'm kind of broke. But then I was like, went in my freezer, and I got some food out, and you know, cooked it, and you know, I had a good meal that night. So it makes you really appreciate what you got, and I really do want to go back and help those people out some more.
What were y'all doing there specifically? Is there anything that y'all had as a mission? Or?
Yeah, we the main thing that we were doing was handing out food. Like the first day, we gave out food to this one community, and we helped tarp up these two ladies' houses for the rainy season in July. And then the next day we handed out food and coal at this church to there's about 20 or so people. And the next day we handed out food and bottles at a prison. And it was a little bit. I didn't even know we were going to a prison, and they told us the day before, like, yeah, we're going to a prison tomorrow. I'm like, really? A prison? And I was like, why are we going to prison? And it's because like the people over there, they don't. Actually, the prisons only provide the prisoners with bread and water. So I mean, the living conditions are bad, real bad, and sleeping on concrete floors. And some of the people are innocent. It's just like a holding block until they get a court date set. So I mean, we're just trying to help those people out and spread the good word.
Were you kind of surprised by what you saw, or did you kind of go into it knowing you were going to be doing something just as basic as giving someone food?
I was really I was still surprised by the living conditions and stuff. You know, you just see it on TV, but you don't until you like really see it in person. It really doesn't hit you, and you start thinking about it like at night. Like, man, like I could not live like this. Like these people, the way these people live, like they're just so used to that though. You know, that's how they lived all their lives, and I mean they're just grown accustomed to it, and it just really hit me like how really blessed I am just to have a house to live in, and people sleeping on mud floors, like the size of my kitchen. So it's really a shock.
As a black man, does it hold any extra significance for you to go to Africa?
It does. I mean, to know that. I mean, that I could. I mean, if history didn't play its role, I could be over there too, and I could just be doing the exact same things they're doing, and it's just a blessing that I had the opportunity to be in America, and I'm hoping that a lot more Africans will have the opportunity to come to America, and also I hope that I can go back and help better the country. I mean, if it's not a big significance, maybe I can make a small significance in the country.
Time for a couple
Have families.
I'm sorry, everybody. Time for a couple more. I got to get him to his next point.
Are there any specific people? Do you remember any names?
Yeah, it's a few names I remember. My driver Genyo, I gave him a lot of my clothes when I left, a lot of my UK gear, and to help him out, him and his brother, I heard they were sharing clothes, and I was like, I wanted to help him out some, so I gave him some clothes, and I also gave this one kid, Germa, he was with us like 3 days out the trip, and I gave him a lot of clothes and stuff too. Just really, I actually talked to both of them on Facebook still, and so it's cool to keep in contact with them and let them know that you haven't forgot about them.
Maybe people I've talked to have come back from trips to Africa and Haiti and places like that. They can't get over the kids, where they seem happy, but there's that element of despair.
That was the toughest part. I know I had it was maybe the second day we were there, they probably like 5 years old. They coming to me begging for money and stuff. I mean, I didn't have I just didn't have anything to give to them. I mean, it really hurt me because I'm like, kids that's 5 years old. I mean, when I was 5, I was getting fed by my parents and stuff. I had a nice house. And I mean, it just makes you really sad to see that kids are out begging on the streets by themselves. It's really heartbreaking.
Change your perspective on things.
Oh man, I'm sure y'all heard a lot from Avery, but when we got there, I mean, I've heard from a lot of players that have been in the past, what it was going to be like, but until you actually get there, and actually see it and smell it, it's a totally different world than over here. It's seeing kids coming up to you and begging, and even their moms holding babies, and you just can't. I mean, you just want to help them so much, but it's like you can't. I mean, you can't. You can only do so much, because if you do give something, they tell I mean, you only got so much stuff that you can do.
So that kind of experience, what kind of leadership perspective did that create in you?
It definitely gave me being more grateful and understanding where people come from. And I didn't come from a place that was poverty, but I mean, there's guys on the team that aren't as well off, and understanding people like that and be able to relate to them, and saying these people actually had it worse than you do. I'm sure I mean, as bad as you had it, there's people out there that have it worse. So.
How grateful are you that you did it? And
I'm very grateful I had the opportunity UK gave me, and I kind of got the last minute notice because somebody got hurt and kind of dropped out, but I was very grateful I was able to do it.
Is that your first time over the country?
It's not. I've been to Europe before.
What kind of a learning experience was it for you? I mean, you read about things like this, you see it on TV, but once it's right in your face.
Oh yeah, it's like I said earlier. I mean, just seeing kids with no parents around, and I mean, just finding anything they could eat, and just so grateful when you give them just like a little piece of candy. Just seeing a kid smile from giving a Jolly Rancher, that doesn't happen here in the States. So just seeing stuff like that, just.
Was it toughest seeing the kids?
It was for sure. The kids, I don't know. It's a lot different.
Is it a situation where you feel like you gained a lot more than you actually gave?
I feel like when we went the second day we were there, when we went to Cora, we were able to provide some families with some meals for a couple weeks, but a lot of them didn't know what they were going to do the next day, how they're going to feed their family and stuff like that. I mean, just gaining gaining that experience and being able to see how grateful people are for just food, it was really amazing.
Avery said when he left, he gave a lot of his UK gear, his clothes to his driver.
Yeah.
Did you latch on to anybody that when you left, you gave a lot of your stuff to? Or?
Yeah. The driver, I feel like everybody has gave him something. He was really friendly and big UK fan now. Whereas I feel like the first 3 days he wore all the gear he'd gotten in the past, and like Danny gave him some stuff. And
so it's the same driver that you guys had, that all the guys have had when they went over there?
I'm pretty sure that most of the time that's who they have. So he was very excited. He was very excited when we come in, and always UK hat, shirt. I mean, everything he has. So.
Did the people in that area recognize UK football now because there's been so many trips back? I mean, did some of those folks know who you were when you came?
The people that they interact with when they go, like the same people sometimes. But as far as football, a lot of them had no clue what American football was. When you say football there, they're kicking soccer balls, you know. So.
Yeah, overall, man, it was a great experience. You know, I was humbled to be chosen to go, and it was overall a humbling experience for me because I got a chance to, you know, see some things that you really don't see over in America. You know, it's amazing some of the things that you see in Ethiopia, just as far as the kids and, you know, the parents as well.
What in particular moved you?
I think it was real amazing to me how, like, every time that we'll stop, it'll be people that'll come up to the van and be begging for food or begging for money and stuff like that. You know, like, you see homeless and poor people in America, but, you know, it was amazing. It's just like our bus was like celebrities on it or something. It's just crazy how they came up and just asked for food and stuff. You know, you really don't see that too much.
It's a little different than being a celebrity football player over here, isn't it? Celebrity means a different sort of thing over there.
Right. I mean, the people that we were under, you know, they explained to us that anytime they see like foreign people, it's like they clan to them, you know, asking for food and money and stuff like that.
As a black person that's in America that's never been to Africa, can you describe what that experience is like?
It was great, you know. My parents, you know, they were jealous, you know. You get a chance to go to the motherland, you know. That's what they call it. And you know, I was glad to go, you know, just seeing some of the things and that you see on TV, you know, and some of the things that they don't show on TV as well.
Jonathan, what kind of carryover do you think there'll be like when you have some adversity on the football field, or even something like you go to a restaurant and your steak's not cooked just right? I mean, do you remember this experience? Does that help change how you look at things?
Absolutely. You know, I think one of the things I took from this trip is just being thankful and being appreciative for the things I do have, because I mean, I've always felt that way about things, you know, just being appreciative of what you have, because somebody always has it worse. But I mean, I feel like this opened up my eyes even more to that topic, because, you know, like I said, some of the things I saw and some of the things I got to experience, you know, it was real rough to see people going through those type of things.
Definitely, the other guys were talking about how tough it was, but it was even tougher when they looked at the kids there and then knew what was ahead of them.
Right, you know, some of the kids we saw, you know, they didn't have shoes, you know, they had clothes that nowhere near matched, or, you know, they walk around with shoes that were, you know, way too big for their feet. And, you know, like, we complained about, you know, our feet hurting with shoes and stuff, and like we have Jordans and stuff like that, and they're just happy to have on a pair of shoes. You know, they have on shoes that 2 different sizes or 2 different color shoes, you know. And it was just a really great experience for me to take away.
Is there any one scene or one moment, one person who kind of stood out in your mind that, you know, you'll never really forget?
I say right at the end of the trip, you know, there was no, I take that back. We visited a leprosy community, and there was a older man who didn't have any legs, and, you know, he walked around with flip-flops on his hands, and he used his hands to get around with. And we were bagging up food and charcoal for the people, and he came in and started helping with his hands, you know, and he helped us bag the food that was just not for him, but it was other people as well. And he had a bike that he rode on. He pedaled with your hands or whatever, and that's how he got around.
As much as you guys gave as far as gear and candy and stuff like that, do you still feel like it's something that you gained more than you actually gave?
I feel like it is, you know. I was really glad to just be over there and be able to help. You know, in the future, I would really like to go back and try to do some more stuff for the people in Ethiopia.
You've always been a leader more or less by example. Does this open your your perspective in terms of being able to be more vocal?
Yes, sir. Absolutely. You know, like you said, I've always tried to. I'm not really that vocal. I try to just lead by my actions. You know, like I said, I would like to go back and do things for the kids in Ethiopia, whether it's just me sponsoring somebody or something that simple. You know, but I feel like it can carry over to the field as well. You know, just doing things, and when people see you doing special things, and you know, it makes people happy. I feel like they follow that lead.